Welcome back to year number 12, and baby, is bowl season. Cascade Valley Coyotes are ready. Now what you're seeing right here is the Heisman Memorial Trophy winner. It is going to be Devin Rogers, who I cannot believe jumped over Alex Caver. We'll double check both their stats here in a second. Alex Caver is one of the best QB prospects we've ever seen. Future GGBFL member will be coming very soon. But I cannot believe that Rogers and USC jumped past him. 3,500 yards, 820 yards on the ground, 49 total touchdowns is great, but Caver was really that guy. A big congratulations to Christoph Houston winning the Chuck Bednarik Award. And oh, what is that? Christoph Houston also won the Bronco Nagurski Award. And what is that? Anthony Odiari wins the Lombardi Award. And what is that? Christoph Houston wins the Dick Butkus Award. And what is that? Rodriguez Gibson wins the Jim Thorpe Award. So kind of comparing what we saw from Caver and from Rogers, I get why Rogers ultimately won. He had more yards, he had more passing touchdowns as well. Caver was about 8 behind him overall. And when you kind of look at what Caver had from his freshman, sophomore, and junior year, this is a down year for him. He threw for 4,000 his first year with 40 touchdowns, went 44 touchdowns in about 4,000 his second year. And then this year, it was kind of a step back a little bit, but he still has some time left in this season. I will say the good point for him is that his average yards per game increased, but he just didn't have as many touchdowns. From a rushing standpoint, he had 597 and 12 rushing touchdowns, so overall he had 42. I get why Devin Rogers won. Congratulations to him, but Caver's still a dog. Also, a big congratulations to, I believe, maybe the first time in Cascade Valley history, a quarterback from CVU throws the most passing yards in a single season than anyone. You love to see it. You're currently looking at the conference standings for the Big Ten West, and we were sitting in the number 2 spot behind USC, but they ended up playing against Michigan. They ended up losing, and they fall to number 3. We didn't get the conference championship or an opportunity to play for, but we still are the number 1 team in the nation, despite not playing on a conference title. You love to see it. Now, as we head into bowl season, I think it's really important to look at kind of where we are. We are in a good spot with a lot of our guys, but there is one big recruit that we did not get. The number 7 player in the nation, the absolute stud at a 94 overall, Marshall LaChapelle, who would have been a defensive tackle, we ended up finding out, did not go to our team. He ended up choosing USC at the very end. They had some big wins. He went to go to see them play Notre Dame. Notre Dame was number 18 at the time. They win that game, and Marshall LaChapelle goes there. Just know we're coming for you, buddy. But outside of the heartbreak of not getting Marshall LaChapelle, I think we're still in a very good spot. We should be able to get Cortez Terry in the offseason. Ole Miss does beat us a little bit there, but going in, we can put a lot of points on a lot of these different players. We have to focus on Marshall LaChapelle now. We're 900 behind on Jarvis King. We're 400 behind on Javon Ford. These 3 guys are kind of my priority going into the offseason, so we'll put most of our points there. Tyquan Freeman should be pretty much a no-brainer for us. Montario Moses, a guy I think we can get as well. Spencer Woolfolk, we pushed up some. We're going to need to put a lot of points to get him over Clemson. Dalton Kennett, we'll see what ultimately happens with him, but again, I feel good. And then Tim Jones, we ended up getting. So again, this squad is in a really good spot, but there's just some top guys that we still have to wait till the offseason for. Now, from a top 25 standpoint, currently Cascade Valley, we're at 1, Ole Miss at 2, UCF at 3, and Alabama is number 4. So we will be playing more than likely Alabama in our very first game of the college football playoffs, and that is going to be a doozy. From an All-American standpoint, Devin Rogers ends up being the number 1 guy. Ian Johnson beats out Tyrell Brown, a lot of our guys here, and this is kind of wild that we don't really have anybody on offense. We have Jaron Poe, who's been great as a redshirt freshman. Christoph Houston absolutely should have been the starting middle linebacker. Rodriguez Gibson and Desmond Simmons, Mikael Lanier. But this is the fewest amount of All-Americans we've had on the first team in a long time. And the second team, we don't have anybody there either. Alex Caver takes that spot. Dylan Gill goes above Tyrell Brown. I don't really agree with that, but it is what it is. And this has been an offensive struggle for us in comparison to previous years. Garrett Neely's going to be on there. Anthony Odiari makes it. And then you see our punter. I'm kind of disgusted at how bad we were from an All-American standpoint. But you know what? They don't believe in us. We believe in us. Now, from a freshman team, we got our guy there. Taylor Reed absolutely deserved to be there, leading the nation in passing yards. A lot of just hate on him in general. J.R. Turner was great as a redshirt freshman for us. We see Ryan Gunter in that spot as well. Jaron Poe, who made an All-American first team, also gets on the All-Freshman team, as you would imagine. But then it's kind of slim pickings. I feel like this is more of a down-off year. A lot of guys were new. We had a lot of guys go to the NFL last season, but we're going to figure things out. And next year, this is going to look a lot different. Now, you saw some of the award winners in the very beginning, but to recap really quickly, Maxwell Award is going to go to Alex Caver. Your Walter Camp goes to Alex Caver as well. Tyrell Brown got 4th on that one. Christoph Houston with the Bednarik. The Nagurski. The O'Brien goes to Alex Caver. Shout out to Taylor Reed, who ended up being 4th on that one as well. The Walker goes to Izzy Johnson, with Tyrell Brown being 3rd on that one behind Gill and him. Stanley gets the Bolitnikov from USC. The Mackey goes to Rowe, but we do get Joe McBride there at 9th place. The Outland goes to Shembo from Michigan. Michigan gets another guy here. Their offensive line was beastly. Must be nice. and Metter getting the Remington, the Lombardi again to Anthony Odiari. Best linebacker, you already know, Christoph Houston. He's that guy, pal. The Thorpe, Rodriguez Gibson, you already know. He's that guy, pal. The Groza goes to Tim Birch. And then you're going to see Clay Johns getting the Ray Guy. And then the best returner, we have nobody on this list. One season we will. Now it's time to see who we ultimately play, and it is going to be Alabama in the first round of the college football playoff. And I'm not exactly excited about this because this Alabama team is absolutely loaded. We talked a lot about this Alabama team, but most usually has been talking about Alex Caver, who is fantastic. But Sean Bryan Jr. is unbelievable as well. He's a 99 overall receiver, 5'11", a buck 97, 97 speed, 97 acceleration, and he's catching everything. Now again, just like Caver, this has been a little bit of a down year for him. He had 59 grabs in year one with 1,100 yards, 14 touchdowns. Then he goes on to year two, 73, 1,300, and 11 touchdowns. And then this year it's been a little bit more quiet, 50 for 729 and 4 touchdowns. So I don't really know what's going on. Maybe they hired Bill O'Brien back at their OC, or because maybe that's why their offense is doing bad. But he is still a lethal player we have to watch out for. And to make matters worse, they also have Stephen Crosby, who is a 91 overall junior running back, 5'11", 219, 96 speed, 90 excel, 80 break tackle. Let's check his stats though. So he's only rushed for 1,000 yards his freshman year with 16 rushing touchdowns. He had kind of a down year last year, but he's pretty much on pace to run for 1,000 again this year, assuming they can win this game and one more. But he has 855 yards, 11 touchdowns. We want to make sure he doesn't get 1,000 because his season ends today. The biggest game of this young squad's life right now. Let's see what they can do. Cascade Valley is trying their best to see if they can put on a show in an opportunity to get in the national championship. And Taylor Reed showing the 65 speed already. Alabama is one of the most dangerous teams in college football right now. They have an unbelievable crew. We got to make sure we just dominate offensively from the get-go. So second is short here. Reed feeling the pressure, trying to get rid of it, has no time and immediately goes down for a loss of 9. Third down, 13 yards to go. Seeing a guy deep down the field is going to be close. It's return to the MAC, and he cannot get it as Josh White deflects, and Alabama gets the ball to start the game. Alabama has yet to run the football once today, but they have been throwing us in 5 wide sets the entire afternoon. They throw one here, and Jay Boom on defense. They've wanted it. They got it. Alabama kind of loading the box here. The halfback screen looking like it's shaping up nice. Tyrell Brown getting busy in the open field, falls down, keeps pushing, and they say he fumbles. If he had just went down when we wanted him to, we would have still had the rock, but Alabama gets a turnover. Alabama gets the ball right back, trying to make a play here. Pollard's going to try to bring Crosby down. He can't, but Lanier is there after 4. Pressure is on this Cascade Valley defense to make some plays. They got a lot of veterans who can do stuff out here, but they really have to step up now more than ever. Ball thrown to the far sideline. Myers picks that one up, and it's a big gain for Alabama. 13 again this time. Caver makes a quick adjustment here at a shotgun. They're trying to bring a heavy blitz to him. Not a lot of pressure on the quarterback, but he throws it off the back of Myers. Second and 10 here. Caver's going to keep him. We don't really see many runs by Caver, and he's going to go up the middle until Rodriguez Gibson drops him after 24. Caver and Crosby here and Shoddy again. This little pass across the middle. Christoph Houston got a little bit lost in the sauce in that. The man coverage is not his forte. Caver's going to keep another one. Houston falls down, and then we finally see Lanier bring him down, but that might have been the craziest run we've seen all day. Sean Cascade Valley team feeling a little deflated right now. Caver and company have been putting on a show, and it's Crosby putting the cherry on top as Alabama strikes first. Converted our last third down, but this is a huge opportunity. Can we get this going and put points on the board? Reed throws that one back into the line. He tried to get it going to B across the middle, and instead we're kicking a field goal to cut the lead, hopefully to 4. So we line up here for a 34-yard field goal. Should be pretty much automatic for Shepard, who's been great as relief in kicking this year. And the lead's cut to 4, but it's on the defense now. Caver has been running over this defense all game. So has his running back. He throws one here. Rodriguez Gibson's going to go up and get it. Number 9 on the season. Tying the record, I believe, for most interceptions in the season in Cascade Valley history. He has been on fire this year. That interception also puts Rodriguez Gibson 1 away from Tyree Mike Hemphill for the most in a career in Cascade Valley history. Gibson at 6'4" has been an absolute stud, but this Alabama team don't care about that. They are locking us up on defense. Second quarter's here, still down 4, but we got the ball right where we want it, in scoring territory. And Cam Higgins is a dog for Alabama. He is putting this team on his back defensively. Another third down, but third down and 19. We got to channel the Philadelphia Eagles from way back to get this one. This is going to be a tough one. He throws one. It's deep. He's got return of the MAC for a 32-yard gain inside the 10. Hats off to Taylor Reed for standing in the pocket, taking an absolute shot in the chest, pause if needed, and delivering a strike down the field to keep this drive alive. Another first down. Jay Bohm going and working his way down inside the 5 on an 8-yard grab. And that now gives him the school record for most receptions in a career, breaking one of Mervin McMervin's outstanding records we never thought would actually get broken. Alabama on their heels a little bit here, but they've got a really good red zone defense. Tyrell Brown doesn't care about it, and he gets down at the 1. If there's one play that Coach Mervin McMervin trusts on the goal line, it's going to be the halfback toss. Reed under center, throws it out here, and it gets shut down. Alabama's defense is different. So for the second time this game, Shepard's going to line up and try to kick a field goal here. Thornhill on the hold. That one is good, and the lead is cut to 1, but you got to score touchdowns against Alabama. This is not a team you want to keep coming up empty-handed from a touchdown perspective. Alabama has only had 1 third down, but it was a conversion. Houston trying to get pressure here. He throws one to the far sideline. Simmons gets Sean Bryant. They stop him short, but should hold him to a field goal. And it will be just that. Jay Bohm and company looking on. Alabama lines up for a field goal here. This one is up. This one is going to be right down the middle, and it is good. And we have a 4-point deficit, but at least the defense played lights out there. It's definitely one of those games where the offense has to figure it out sooner rather than later, because if they don't, this is going to be a long afternoon, because our defense can only hold on so much longer. Taylor Reed again tries to hit a guy down the middle of the field, but the offensive line cannot hold up. 3 minutes left here in the first half. Jay Bohm, are you kidding me? Jay Bohm potentially with a catch of a lifetime there. I cannot believe he held on to that one, but we are so happy he did. Taylor Reed fighting for his life. He's got some running room here. He's going to try to get up and out of bounds, and he does just that. Having a good drive. We want to make sure the run game is just as much of a part of things as it is other games, and Tyrell Brown finally has a good rush. Might have been more rushing yards on that carry than he had all game combined. Our goal here, though, is a touchdown. We have not had a touchdown yet today. It is abysmal, and our guy just got tackled by his own lineman, getting absolutely flattened. Tyrell Brown, 10 rushes for 10 yards. It's just something you did not want to see if you were a Cascade Valley fan today. Needing a big play here. A huge catch by Mikael Smith goes for 10. A lot of pressure here from Alabama. Got a couple of guys who potentially want to hit here, but Reed is going to keep this one again. He's been smart with the football today, and we're not mad at that. Bama looking a little blitz heavy here. Bohm is rolling. He's got an opportunity. He's going to slide because, again, we do not want to risk anything crazy. Reed is beyond gas right now. We want to keep this man upright and healthy. He's going to throw one away here because, again, a lot was pretty much covered. It's been an unbelievably long drive. We know our team needs something big here. Nice little dump off. Return to the MAC, gets the first down, which keeps the clock stopped until we get back to the line. Under 40 seconds now. Squad is moving. Can they get the points they need? A strike here to Butler, and Butler's going to be down inside the 5 with the clock down to 31. Chris Mack ends up having a bruised hand. They say he will be back in the game. This is college football playoffs. You got to put all the injuries aside and make some plays, young fella. A dump off here to Tyrell Brown, and he just doesn't have enough. We're going to call our first time out. We got 3 left. Can't take him in at halftime. Reed doesn't like something. Adjust something here. Sees a guy. He goes right back to Jeremiah Butler, who got us down here earlier. 5-yard touchdown pass, and we have taken the lead going into halftime. It's like a little bit of a wildcat situation here. They got some guys in motion. Crosby is going to potentially go to the house in this one. Are you kidding me? We finally bring him down, but it's Rodriguez Gibson on the shoestring tackle. Caper back in here in shotgun. And a big stop there. Finally dropping Prather for a loss of 1. Big second down and 11 here. Trying to get some pressure on him. And what a hit. Keyshawn Anderson gets in there and stops Caver on the QB keeper. Coyotes need a big stop here. Can they get pressure on Caver, force him into a bad throw, and make a stop? All the time in the world, he's throwing one, and he's got a guy deep in Myers. Renard Myers, 51 yards later on the cover 2-man beater. Goes right down the field for a touchdown. Unbelievable drive by Alabama. Caver shows off one of the most generational arms we've ever seen, and he goes down the field quickly to get Alabama back on top. Caver had a pretty pedestrian first half by, his estimations and what he typically does, so it's been wild to see him come out here in the second half and do so much better, but what a run by Tyrell Brown. First down again. Reed potentially had Jay Bohm, but again, we don't want to risk throwing something that could be a turnover. Tyrell Brown in a QB. Kel Smith potentially a lead blocker for him. Brown is looking for something. He's got some blocks here. Tyrell Brown looking great on that run. 21 yards later, we're starting to forgive him for that fumble earlier. Catherley getting an opportunity for a carry here. The big fella doesn't get many carries, but he tries to make the most of them there. The fullback goes for 5. Second out 5 for Derek Johnson in the backfield. A beautiful strike there. Jay Bohm wide open, but look at Taylor Reed. Unbelievable performance by him so far. First down, they throw one, and it's Jay Bohm on the streak. 10-yard touchdown catch is going to put Cascade Valley back up 3. Brown in a heavy wildcat package, looking to get a run to the right-hand side. He's got some guys there. He cuts up the middle. We'll take 6 yards. Starting to see things change. McBride slides over. Brown looking for some room, and he's got it, but he gets lit up hard. We just have to hope he does not fumble again in this rain. Reed back under center. Reed is feeling the pressure. He's got a couple of guys he can maybe go to, but instead he goes out of bounds for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. Jay Bohm finding a seam, and he's got the first down and then some. This is one of those drives that we're taking as much time off the clock as we can, but we have to get a touchdown here. A field goal is not going to be enough because it puts way too much pressure on a defense that's already been playing lights out this afternoon. Alabama's defensive front has to be tired. They're bringing a lot of guys in the box here. But look at Roderick Johnson find the first down. It's a risky decision here, but Coach McMervin is going to go ahead and start chewing the clock a little bit. He likes where he's at. He wants to put as much pressure on this team as possible. And look at Tyrell Brown. Tyrell Brown trying to do something we haven't seen in a while. A long touchdown run, and he goes down after 24. But what a run. Scored 80% of the time that we've been in the red zone. We could use one right here. Hand off to Roderick Johnson. He's got the seam. He pushes through the middle, runs over an Alabama defender, and we are going to have a 10-point lead, assuming the extra point is good. 5 minutes left in the game. Alabama goes back to the run here. They are not going to abandon what's got them here. And oh my God, are you kidding me? Crosby is showing why he's one of the best running backs in the nation. Lanier tries to bring him down, but it's Gibson after 50 yards. Caver, the only guy in the backfield. The pressure is there. He throws a strike. Myers gets it, and we're going to bring him down inbounds. Lanier had his 10th tackle of the game after that. He's been an absolute dog this afternoon. Caver throws one across the middle. It's Houston to bring him down, but it's 1st and goal, and Alabama has plenty of time left in this game. Alabama's in a great spot. The QB keeper. They've got some guys, but look at Keyshawn Anderson get to Caver before he crosses the line. Lanier in the box. We're watching. Caver, plenty of time. He throws one backside, and it's Myers who burned us earlier deep. He finds a short one, and this is going to cut the lead now to 3. Alabama with no timeouts. We are sitting right where we want to be. We're chewing the clock as much as we possibly can. Brown tries to get to the edge. Brown's cutting back, and Brown is looking elite. This is what the freshman running back looked like. Now he's a sophomore doing better. And seal our fate to the national championship game advancing. And Alabama wasn't having it. A huge stop to make it 3rd and 3. Derek Johnson comes in. He's had a fantastic game in relief. He goes up the middle. He tries to run over a defender. He doesn't get it, but that is going to seal it. Alabama is catching an L. The quest for 6 national championships is on the horizon. We are going to win the Orange Bowl, beating Alabama, a team that a lot of people thought were going to be better than us, and they actually picked them ahead of us. But you know what? Cascade Valley keeps moving on. Recapping the stats, Taylor Reed was fantastic. 19-26, 2 touchdowns, 229. He got hit a couple of times. He stood in the pocket and threw some tough balls. He really was the unsung hero of this game. Tyrell Brown was great as well. 27 attempts, the most he's had in a long time. But in the second half, he just turned it on. He had about 1.5 yards per carry in the first half, but the second half, a different beast. In the receiving game, Jay Bohm was fighting for tough yards, 6 for 78 from him. Chris Mack got hurt a little bit earlier, but was still fantastic with 62. And a big shout out to Jeremiah Butler catching a touchdown reception that really helped change the pace of this game. And defensively, we talked about him a lot earlier. Mikel Lanier was that guy. 10 solo tackles today is unreal. He was out there against the quarterback, against the running back, running down the field to try to make some tackles to slow down guys. He is one of the major reasons why we won this game, and he had more tackles than our top two guys behind him combined, which is insane. From a tackle for loss perspective, big shout out to Keyshawn Anderson. All 3 of his tackles were tackles for loss, including a sack today by him, Pollard, and Christoph Houston. Interceptions, Rodriguez Gibson balled out, putting him one closer to tying and breaking that record. Jay Bohm balled out with an interception today. He was magnificent, as was he on offense. I am so proud of this team. But at the end of the day, it's on to see who we play in the national championship. Be safe, be smart, tell somebody you love them. Catch you guys in the next one.